Recording live from three locations.
This is Past the Rough.
My name is Patrick, and as always, I am joined by two qualified men. I think we've got Jacob, aka Bethke.
To Somberman, we will have talked just a wee bit of baseball, but it is a bittersweet moment for us Texas Ranger fans today.
I'm pretending none of that's happening. And we're also joined last minute. He barely made it in on the red eye. Mr. Caesar, a.k.a. LCs.
What is up, y'all? My somber moment is that I've left my favorite Philadelphia Eagles hat back in Mexico.
Mexico, as some
Yes,
say.
Mexico. That shit is gone forever.
Shut
now.
up, Peggy.
So yeah,
And
maybe
it is sold out.
before we dive into the big meat of football season, this would be a good time for you to expunge whatever you want to say about your trip to Mexico over the last several days.
Yeah. So, gentlemen. Oh, wow. I got the whole thing to myself. All right.
Mhm.
All right. So, well, it's not much more that I have a lot to say. It's just a very interesting couple of events occurred on my way to and from Mexico. So, listen, we're not going to
Mexico.
tiptoe around the socio-political state of U.S.-Mexico relations. We know what that's like right now. And so I had some concerns about, how the hell's it going to be coming back? There's a whole government shutdown. So I'm like, all right, do customs even care? I don't have anything to hide or anything. But at the same time, you hear all these horror stories of what's been going on. Right. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with any of that. Lo and behold, gentlemen, on my way back to the U.S., right, I spent more time walking from my gate, right, or from, where we exit out the plane, to the customs line than I did in actual customs. They did not give two shits. They took your picture. They didn't ask you anything.
Talking about it in DFW or
Yeah,
in
DFW.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
did not-
fucking streamlined.
Yeah, they did not give two shits. And then also, the government shutdown happened at midnight. So I'm sure a lot of them were like, yeah, we're doing this pro bono right now. I think a good chunk of them are, at least. So I'm like, man, nobody's going to ask me anything, what I've been doing, nothing. Because I remember when I came back from Japan, I had to stand in this long ass line, got to ask a bunch of questions about what I was doing there, like what I was bringing with me. Guys, it was
how you were a Yakuza.
10,000 Switch 2s.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Jeez. Well, no, but here's the thing.
That was
So I had this whole thing. I'm like, oh man, immigration's gonna be a pain in my ass on the way back. Turns out it was a pain in my ass on the way into
On the way out.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, because guys, as I'm crossing into the border, they check my passport. They look at me, look at my passport, and then they ask me, in Spanish, when was the last time, or is this your first time in the country? I'm like, no, it's been 10 years. I've got a new passport since then.
This
Right,
is
so-
also in DFW or at
No, no.
DFW?
No, this is in Mexico. So it's me
After
coming.
you landed, okay.
Yeah. So after I've gotten into Mexico, and they're like, sir, you're going to need to come with us.
Oh.
My man.
I got pulled into an interrogation room in Mexico. I'm confused as shit. I'm like, what did I do? I haven't been here in 10 years. I didn't even do anything the last time I was here.
Sorry, bud, you're on this podcast. We're just too hot to handle.
I guess
Yeah,
that,
dude.
yeah.
My Peter Thiel's definitely got me on a watch list. I was in the group. I was coming back from California this weekend. I was in the group chat saying everything politically incorrect. I was like, please let me back. I'm not woke. Please let me come home.
Someday in the trial for my life, they'll pull up all those Mazraeli Defense League images I was working on.
Oh, fuck. Well, anyway, so they pull me aside into their interrogation room, which is not anything intimidating at all. It's just like somebody's office, right? And they're like, all right, we're gonna
Well,
need
it's
Not
not
to
intimidating.
it's
until-
just the fact that they're allowed to just pull you in there.
Yeah, they put me in there, and
until a
here's the
rubber
thing.
glove comes out, right?
No gloves. Thank you. There were no cavity searchers in
That
this
you remember.
interrogation. Oh, I would not forget a glove coming in or out of my asshole. I guess you could say. Orifices. Anyway, so they pull me aside and they still haven't explained to me why I'm in here. But man, I got to really piss. I'm like, hey, before we get started, can I piss?
Is it because you have an extremely common name and one time one person with your name did something bad?
Absolutely. But here is the thing. It's because of the structure of my name. So, for those who are unaware, or in Latin American culture,
legal advice. Your full name might not be the best thing to give out online, but you do.
Well, my full, here's the thing. I'm just going to talk about the structure, right? So the structure is you have your first name, middle name, you have your dad's last name, and then you'll have your mother's last name, right? So you might have 4 names in total. 3 if they decided not to give you a middle name. Because I was born here.
If they're not Catholic,
right? And so I was, having born here, my parents, they didn't want to have me, I guess, deal with the hassle of having multiple names. They're just like, we're just going to give you your first name, we're going to give you your last name, and that is it. And so, being deprived of a middle name and a second last name actually makes my name not super common.
Yeah.
In Mexico, right? The way that's structured out. So for the first time in my entire life, having no middle name, having no second last name, came back to bite me in the ass, which was my parents thinking, "Oh, this will never come back to bite him in the ass."
That's
so
really
somebody else with my first.
This feels like good notes for parents thinking of names in the future, though, because I don't know that I would have ever come across this thought generically. I'm like, you don't have a
it's
middle name, whatever you do.
It's kind of like a vanity plate. Like you're like you probably don't need it because if it's that.
No, it's so funny.
If it's that out there, everyone's gonna remember it at all times.
Have your parents ever given you like a whole but you could have made your middle name part of your initials, or you could have taken your middle name, or have you ever gotten that at all? You ever heard any of that?
No.
So I heard so many funny things about why my middle name became my middle name.
And I know why my names are my name, but there wasn't any here's
you're named after a relative probably.
Both my names are my grandmother's names, but in the masculine form.
Nice. Yeah, so the similar, but just a grandfather.
Which ironically gives me the most common Southern middle name in the world, Lee.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but it's better than the last.
It's not for the reasons you all else have it, I promise.
No, I am glad that I think mine is probably just all throughout the European languages, descendants and stuff. But yes, it is a funny concept. I just, your middle name feels like it's nothing until it's something.
Yeah, and in this case, not having one was something.
Typically, if people know it, you're probably a serial killer. Or you assassinated somebody.
Allegedly. No, but dude, so they're like, yeah, so we've been they tell me, we've been looking for somebody with your specific name since 2018, but the last time you came in was 2015. And so after they
what if your favorite college football team was Mississippi State and your favorite player wore 13?
I'm gonna need help. MS-13, got it.
That's funny.
No, just like AK-47, you just kind of can't use it.
Right. But yeah, they came to me for an hour. They only asked questions. They're like, when was the last time you came here? Right? What was my purpose for visiting? Where am I going? And how long am I going to be staying?
Commit as many crimes
as they are running my as they're running my.
No, I would have been scared shitless. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, am I about to be deported back the other way? This is some bullshit.
Guys, hold up, you don't know me.
No. There's you have every right to currently think the system could completely fuck you right now.
I would be I'd be a lot more nervous than
because I'm like,
if I were doing this trip.
Yeah, it's because I'm like, man, what if they deport me, right? But then they'll be like, hey, you got deported. But what if I'm talking to the wrong customs agent on the other side? They're like, now they just decide to play ping pong with me. But like, no, we're gonna send you back over there.
And if you're lucky, you get deported to Mexico, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
At least I'll have family there.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't funny. I should not be
No,
smiling.
yeah,
as I
that's
say
almost
this.
that's the part where it almost
you could be
instantly
stranded in
becomes
Uganda,
Yeah.
Sudan.
Yeah, or something. Or they would be like, hey, we'll just deport you to El Salvador. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to be a part of it. No, man.
Even that, a lot more relatively close than some of the.
Yeah,
other places.
except if I get there, I probably don't get to come back because, yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, no. So it was very interesting that the fear that I had played out in reverse while I was in Mexico. But made for a nice, funny little story to tell because I'm like, oh man, somebody out there with my first and last name, which is
Probably not
admittedly
proud.
like my first and my last name, very common in Latin America.
Yeah.
Right. But
Or just
what's not so
in
common
or
is
also
the lack of
in the United States.
Mhm.
maybe I don't know. I
Southern
haven't checked.
America. I mean, yeah, dude. What do you mean? Like you have
Like my first and last,
four
like the combination of my first and last name. Yeah.
California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
four of those very likely to have a lot of. See,
Yeah, but you
a
know,
lot of
LCs.
LCs.
a lot of LCs, but most of them would probably have a middle name.
Most of them
That's
probably.
true.
You're right
Yes,
though. That
yes.
you do that still might help you.
Which you would,
Or
you
her.
would think would help you, but the point is, in this case,
It hurt. And so yeah, I was detained for about an hour. My dad and uncle waiting for me on the side. They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yo, would never guess, Dad, that this
you're
is
like, they found
partly
the
your
coke.
fault."
Sorry,
I'm
I was
Yeah,
trying
honestly,
to sneak coke
that-
into
that-
Mexico.
glad you had that moment though. I'm glad he was immediately there to then roast and sort of take
Oh,
out
yeah.
all of that anxiety that you just had to go through
Yeah.
onto the place
Oh,
it
dude.
needs to go.
As soon as I saw him, like, yeah, this is your fault. And they're like, what do you mean? Well, this is you and my mom's fault. And so as soon as I got a chance to call my mom, I'm like, why were you so insistent on not giving me your last name?
It's been 30 years, but let's get this done. Let's take this.
Like, then they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I got detained because of you and my dad not wanting to give me more names.
Nice.
So
well,
nice. It was a nice moment though.
I'm glad
We're
you made
happy-
it back safely.
Yeah, we're
Thank you,
definitely
thank
happy to have you here and safe. Hopefully, you got a little bit of rest before we just drain you of all your energy and knowledge here.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. But hey, we're gonna make it through.
But it is probably time to get into the week that was in the NFL. So I've got a loose structure here for you, but feel free to take this whatever direction you feel fit as the moment strikes you.
Yes. Well, let's talk about this, right? We got some weekly stories here to talk about. We got some trends going on that I think we should highlight, and I think this was a really nice thing to start off with because it's often the most forgotten aspect of a football team until it comes back to bite you, and that's special teams. All right. It seems
for the audience
because
that
of the
he said the
new
most forgotten
kickoff rules,
aspect.
there's been a special teams. Yeah. Like people forget about special
Yes.
teams until it comes back to bite you. Yeah. Am I having connection issues again?
During that
So
one
wait.
sentence
Nope.
you were, but now it sounds great. So
Oh, cool. Perfect. Anyway, yeah, special teams often forgotten until either comes to bite your team in the ass or save your team, from getting their ass kicked. Now, one thing that I've been seeing lately is, a lot of block kicks, some block punts, and we'll get to those when we get to the clips. But one thing that I've seen a theory thrown out why there's been so many miscues on protections is because now special teams are forced to actually work on the kick returns, now with the new landing zone rules and all this. So you can actually now create sort of like a play or a strategy, if you will, on kickoffs and kick returns. And so now you have less time to work on your kick, your field goal protection and your punt protection. And we're seeing that now, right? We're seeing.
How much time does it take to work on
Well, I think these coaches
A lot of
spend
time.
so
one
much.
specific type of play?
I think it's enough because operations, it just takes
There definitely
one
has been
person.
a change.
Yeah, it just takes one person to not be,
We've seen
Locked
some
in.
pretty nasty ones, man. The Philadelphia one to beat the Rams was pretty funny. That offensive line completely fucked up.
absolutely. And we've seen some more, man. Like getting beat off the edge. But we're seeing a lot of blocks where people are just bursting through the blocking and straight up just they're right there at the ball. Usually, typically, at least when we were growing up, whenever you see a field goal block, it'd always be because the trajectory of the ball was just a little bit of a line drive. So you got those long hands from the D tackles just swatting that down. Now people are just going right through the line, and they're right in the face of the holder, the kicker.
I mean, I do like that. That is cooler.
That is significantly cooler. It just gets you real hyped. It's like, oh my God, they just burst right through. But yeah.
You always want to watch your guy push the other guy's guy over.
Oh, of course. Now, this is something that I think we're going to need to follow throughout the year because it's really deciding games. Like we are seeing this in real time decide the fate of some games. Teams that you think should be winning are blowing it because they can't protect their kicker on these field goal attempts, or they can't, protect the punter. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, for example, that was a close game at the end. Imagine if the Eagles don't get that block return for touchdown. That's different. We're talking about a different story. Eagles might have their first loss in the season. We're talking about Tampa Bay being like the darling of the NFC for the first 4 games in. Didn't happen, right? So there's that. I see here now. You want to talk some New York Giants rookie QB Jackson Dart on his debut. Patrick. I did not get to see this guy play, although I did see that he had a pretty just okay average stat line. Is there anything that caught your attention in his debut? Because I know he did win. The fucking Chargers. You guys, I can never trust the Chargers. This is not a team that you should lose to. I get that, MetLife Field goes out there and destroys the ACLs and the Achilles heels of many talented players. But damn, you shouldn't be losing to the Giants. The Giants. The running back eats crayons. Come on. Although every team might need a running back that eats crayons.
Look, I don't think he put on like the world stopper debut or anything like that, but I think it was at least worth noting that he didn't completely S the bed in his start. He looked better than Russell Wilson so far this year.
Well, I mean, I guess, Russell Wilson had 3 games?
Yeah.
1 game was atrocious. 1 game was patented Russell Wilson, and then the other one was other patented Russell Wilson. That's the 2 sides of Russell Wilson. Really.
Look, he was able to get slime. He got slime.
It was a big thing for the year, I guess, to see Jackson Dart finally come in. We kind of knew he probably would at some point, so I just thought it was at least worth mentioning. He came in. He did not completely fall on his face, and he might have a few weeks to actually look not as bad as we might have thought he was.
Well, very barstool coded offense right now because they also went in on the white boy running back, and now they've got
true.
They've got
now that's how they're
Scatabo out here acting a fool.
They're going to have to.
I know in 2 or 3 years we're going to hear some absolutely heinous stories about these two off the field. But at this point, still a couple years from that coming out, maybe, possibly.
Now, here is the sad part for Jackson Dart going forward. He might only have Scatabo to rely on. Malik Neighbors, for those of you who do not know, tore his ACL on that shitty field. How many ACLs does that field have to claim before they decide maybe this is not the safest turf to have? That's what I want to know. Because at this point, man, it's too many careers have been altered because of how shitty MetLife Field's turf is. Go get grass. I get it. It's more upkeep, but Jesus, think about the millions of dollars you spend on these athletes. Eventually, those savings are going to come back to bite you. Aren't actually going to be real savings. You're going to lose out on money somewhere, and it's probably going to be with your players. At least that's what I think.
Should have taken Shador.
Let's not get started on.
Oh, we'll get started on Shador after Dylan Gabriel's debut, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
this-
that
I
right
mean,
there,
we are
that right
closer.
there is the whole thing. Is if he was anything, they would not be starting Dylan Gabriel ahead of him. So,
No, bro, what are you talking about? They're just still trying to teach him a lesson. The man is against Shador.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But-
well,
I do like it. If the kid comes out in balls, it will be funny. But I'm glad that the Browns are already moving on to QB2. This is on course with what we expected, so that's nice.
now
How many
I will.
QBs this year?
Flacco
I'm-
was like, "I'm not going overseas."
Yeah, I will say this with their move. What is puzzling is, all right, it's one thing to start Dylan Gabriel. Like, yeah, he was drafted ahead of Shador, so you want to see how that plays out. You want to give the higher draft pick a chance. I assume at some point in the season, Shador will get a chance to play QB. The thing that is a little puzzling is, all right, so why not just move Joe Flacco to QB3 at this point? Because, for those of you who didn't see the pantomiming thing,
Move him to
Shador
QB or tight end 2.
might move Flacco to tight end too.
Yeah. Make
That,
use
that
of
man
him.
can't. That man can't move.
Was he gonna
Sorry.
block?
5-yard in every time.
I don't think he could run a 5-yard in.
Flea flicker offense.
Perhaps no. It'll be interesting to see Dylan Gabriel because his first start is not against a guy who gives rookies a lot of room to breathe.
No, he's gonna go against the most blitzingest defense that's ever blitzed.
Yeah,
Blitz, Greed, bop.
and it's not like he has a great receiving core that he can just like, all right, let me just get this ball out real quick and have them make a play. And I'm like,
Jerry
man,
Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy,
Good luck.
infamous body catcher, Jerry Jeudy.
AO?
Hey, listen, he plays the game very much like Terrence Williams played the game for the Dallas Cowboys. Except he has a little bit more NFL longevity than Terrence Williams did.
I feel like T. Will did last longer than I expected. But
Longer
then
than
he
you-
just
longer than
there
you
was like
thought.
there was like a fucking scooter accident. I don't remember. His shit went quickly though. When he left, he was
where
out.
He tried to
Oh, yeah.
come back to the scene of a DUI on a electric scooter and fell over the handlebars.
That shit
Incredible.
was hilarious. That
But
is
they
a guy
don't-
that
they
my
could never
brother
prove
played
he was
football
driving.
with.
So
What?
Incredible.
Oh, yes.
nothing. We should probably move on.
All right, let's move on.
Ties.
Ties. We'll save the ties for a little bit later. I want to get back to that. I want to address some common Philadelphia Eagles drama right now. All right, for those of you who follow the AJ Brown narrative, all right,
Little Frank Ocean ass wide receiver over here.
God, listen, to anybody who looks at a wide receiver who is a number one receiver and is a, say, top 20 wide receiver. If your top 20 wide receiver is not at
Give me-
some point in their
Maybe top
career
10.
tweeting out something cryptic that makes absolutely no sense to anybody but that person, right? Is he even a really good wide receiver? It's in their makeup. It's in their DNA.
I don't know. You'll have to ask the NFL's all-time leading receiver in yards per game.
Yeah, he's going to do it at some point.
It's very specific.
All right.
Is it-
I bet he's done something like that and you just never noticed.
What is that? Was it Jerry or was that Randy Moss?
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, Justin Jefferson. Okay, that's exactly why I said that. That is so niche that I have.
Niche. It's just a small sample size.
Yeah, no, listen. For right now, I'm looking at people saying, "Oh, look at it. Look at him. He's upset with the offense. He's upset with Jalen Hurts, or he's upset with this or that." To anybody who is wondering what the core issue is, I'll tell you what the core issue is. Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is a coach that we don't know if he's good or not. He has a Super Bowl, and I still don't know if he's a good coach or not. I don't think he actually is
Vibes.
a bad coach, but he is the most uncreative offensive mind I have ever seen post Jason Garrett.
He's running the most talked about play in the NFL.
Who is his foe this week?
Whose foe? The Eagles' foe? The Broncos. Which great. If the
Then
offensive
who
issues,
plays Cincinnati?
The Broncos.
no,
Uh-oh,
the
I've got
Eagles
something
play
wrong
the
here.
Broncos.
All right, I was filling out my picks and got confused. I
Nope,
was able
that's
to
on me.
flip that
That's
one in
entirely
there.
on me. 1 second.
All
All right,
right,
well,
no worries.
anyway,
Can you
The
see?
Eagles play the Broncos, right? And that is a incredibly talented defense and a also pretty mediocre offense. Does that sound something familiar? Eagles have that same issue, except
Oh,
our
Nick.
mediocre offense
I was one
has
letter off.
have absolutely just
Delacroix.
a loaded offense, right? You've got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. You know, you have weapons that Denver doesn't have, and then you have the reigning Super Bowl MVP quarterback versus Bo Nix, who's been up and down, right? And so what's the difference? At least Sean Payton tries to do something creative on offense to help his team out. I look at Nick Sirianni, I'm like, all right, 2021, the offense wasn't particularly great, but we didn't have great talent outside of Devontae Smith and Goddard that year. 2022, explosive offense, explosive run game, explosive pass game. Who was coordinating? Shane Steichen. What happens after Shane Steichen leaves? All right. You have Brian Johnson. You have Kellen Moore the next year. And then this year you have a guy named Kevin Patullo.
No,
What's
I
the
didn't.
common denominator amongst all of these offensive coordinators? Early season struggles with the pass game and in creating sustainable offense throughout an entire game. And they are working with Nick Sirianni's playbook. And so you look at A.J. Brown and you're like, well, this guy is complaining about not getting the ball enough. No, it's not about not getting the ball enough. It's about he runs the same 3 routes that really lead to nothing. Everybody knows exactly what the play is going to be as soon as he runs in motion, because when he runs in motion, nothing happens. Why? Because they never throw to the guy that goes in motion. Right? Their idea of motion is the same idea of motion that fucking Mike McCarthy had. And we're like, it's not really.
Mark McCarthy had some motion, bro.
If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. This just tells me that he is. This just tells me, right?
1K always so open.
This just lets me read between the lines. I'm like, yeah, he's probably bitched out Kevin Patullo, and in turn Nick Sirianni, because I'm like, this playbook sucks. It's not creative. It's too simple. It's too bland. It's too high school football. And at some point, you're like, well, just line up and be the better man. I'm like, you know who did that? Jason Garrett did that, and everybody hated him. And he, was constantly going either if he wasn't going 8-8 and the team was healthy, then yeah, sure, they would win games, but eventually the wheels would fall apart at the end. Or, if the season or, certain starters would get hurt, you'd have a train wreck of a season. Bruh. And now they're thinking, oh, no, he's going to want to trade. I don't think he wants to trade. I think he just wants an offensive coordinator who lives in the year 2025, because I don't think that's what he has in Philadelphia. I think he might be frustrated with Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts is the type of guy who'd be like, I'm just going to run what they give me, and I'm going to make it work one way or another, because I think that's just how he's wired. I don't think he's wired enough to be like, yeah, let me run this, and this, and this, and this. He might say, these are my favorite plays in this playbook, so let's run something off of this. But I'm like, man, there's probably only like 5 to 8 plays. So anyway, for anybody following Philadelphia Eagles drama, A.J. Brown will not be traded anytime soon.
Might be.
Yeah, he won't.
No, what about to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Definitely not. For what? They got nothing on.
TJ Watt.
Listen, Howie Roseman does not take.
Got to hold to the playbook.
Yeah, that's the playbook. That is the playbook right there. That is our fucking playbook.
No, you know what I described the Eagles offense as? The Eagles offense is like when I know I'm playing a level below what I should be playing against the computer.
Yeah.
That is what that is.
Look, I need that 4th down conversion. I'm going to run the slant. Maybe a mesh. Maybe a mesh.
I would love for us to have a mesh play because that
Probably
would
a
be
mesh.
nice.
All right.
Oh, anyway, yeah. For anybody following the Eagles drama with AJ Brown, he's not mad at the team. He's mad at two specific people, Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, because they
AJ
can't do
Brown
shit.
followed on Instagram. Dak followed him back.
That doesn't mean
But
anything.
my source is always ballin 26. Jordan with 2 Dallas Cowboys stars next to his name.
All right, moving on. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about some other things that went on this week. So we had some big upsets. Patrick, you probably got a chance to watch more of this than I do. So talk
Had
about
a chance to. That's
But
definitely true.
Did you?
But
Did you?
did I?
I would
No, pretty much after the Viking game, I
checked out.
checked out.
All right. Well,
But
we
did
mentioned
see
it. We had,
some moderate upsets. Jacksonville over San Francisco is kind of one.
oh no, I would
Depends
say
on-
it's for sure one. I mean, you had Brock
Just
Purdy
the-
back,
No, I
Yeah,
picked it.
yeah.
I knew it was coming.
and it was
Um,
a home game for San Francisco. You know, typically teams going from east to west, you know, kind of
Bears.
struggle.
Bears over Raiders felt like an upset.
No, they're both two bad teams.
The Bears.
They're both bad teams. I mean, like, look at it, 25-24. I think it's very indicative of what they are. What both teams
but
are.
the Raiders feel like a more stable product at this point.
I don't think that's true right now. I think we get the
with Pete Carroll
illusion.
and Geno Smith, that feels like a more stable product than the first year coach and
Yeah,
Caleb Williams.
but then you realize, you know who their offensive coordinator is? It's Chip Kelly. He's a fucking hack.
You
Okay,
think there are
he
you?
is a
How do
hack in
you?
the NFL.
How do you respond to people saying there's Adam Gase? Ben Johnson has a little Adam Gase look in him.
I haven't watched any of his stuff.
I would say that is incorrect. All right, because Adam Gase did not and has not had a creative thought.
You're not
in his
thinking
mind.
about. You're not
No,
thinking
he's just
about
talking
the.
about Coke look.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Coke look? No, yeah, for sure. The
Coke
Coke look is
look.
there. I
And
thought you were talking about
actually-
just like how the projection of him as a coach will be.
I got you, man. I saw this one pop up and it kind of cracked me up. You know, the Bears.
But I think what the biggest upset of the week that I saw really was that's a good one was Giants over Chargers.
No, that's for sure. That one's a mad.
Yeah, that's just embarrassing for the Chargers, and this is why they potentially could be the bargain bin boys if I get enough.
And look,
there.
I've got one highlight lader that'll show you everything you need to know about that game.
True. Well, we'll see. Now, part of me wants to say Denver over Cincinnati could have been an upset, but it wasn't
And
because
I also
there
felt
was
like
no Joe Burrow.
Miami over the Jets was kind of an upset just because Miami feels like such a train wreck in general.
Yeah,
Jets
yeah.
had impressively lost that game. I was watching that on a flight home, and
Justin Fields probably had the best game
were-
he'll ever have in the NFL, but it wasn't
the
enough.
fumbles were incredible, bro. Like 3 of them, and they were like all kind of just really stupid ones and unfortunate, costly ones. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that does seem to be.
Tyreek snapped his leg, and then not only did
Woo!
they linger on the shot, but then they went back and showed you again where it like actually looked really fucked up.
But
And then,
hey, those Dolphin uniforms, cool concept.
well, hold on, but did you see Tyreek leave the field?
Yes,
Yeah.
we should talk about that because I have
feel
never
like- I
seen
feel-
somebody so relieved to
I
be
don't care
so
what you think was
drastically
going
injured.
on. You've never seen that before. Tell me you've
That's-
ever seen.
no, I've never seen
something
it,
like
but it's like I just attribute that to pure shock.
I don't
Yeah,
know. That's
oh,
pure
With
yeah,
the
shit.
way
yeah,
with
I
the way
guess.
that leg break happened,
Yeah, for sure. But I
there's
think
no way
after
his
a
brain's
while,
processing the pain.
apparently. So what you could interpret it as is 2 things, right? Obviously, everyone's running with the fact that he fucking hates Tua and playing in Miami, and then he just doesn't have to now. But you also have enough time, and this is after they've put him in a brace. This is after a long time. It's possible the doctor already told him that the break was as clean as we found out that it was.
oh,
And
did
then
we
that's
get
probably
information about that already?
yeah. So from what I understand, it's a clean break, but it's all of it.
Listen, I think that's the best you could hope for, especially for Tyreek Hill at this stage in his career, where he's clearly on the decline.
Yeah, it's so fucking gross, bro. And it just
Yeah,
happens
or-
on such mundane plays where it's just like I don't think it was a horse collar, but it's kind of like in that.
He tore
Realm of
several
tackle.
ligaments in his dislocated left knee, including his ACL.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be rehabbing for a
looked-
very long time.
It looked awful, and for a guy whose entire bit is based on speed and cuts, I don't know what that looks like coming back.
It's probably not going to look great.
That is the interesting equation there. Let's see what the handy dandy notebook says. Is his contract up?
He gets
I
$30
don't
million
think
this
so.
year at least.
Nah, I don't know what his
I can
contract
figure
situation
this
is.
out.
All right, but he will be 32 to start next season,
Which he won't be ready for.
which he will not be ready
He's
for.
currently the second most money on the contract. They do owe his ass 2026.
Yeah. And you look at it like last year, something looked off with him last year.
Like they obviously
he's-
could cut bait with him, but
He's already said he
they
wants to
might.
be a porn star in the next step of his career, so now it's time to
Oh.
get that going.
Okay.
All right, well there he goes, man. Yeah, every time I look
But
at his
again,
profile picture on
those
ESPN, I'm like,
uniforms-
man, this guy has no neck. Or
Those
maybe the
uniforms
thickest
were
things.
really cool, I thought.
They did have like a Miami Vice feel to them.
The Marlins
bit.
do something similar with like the black mane and like a pink and light blue, and I like that too. So I liked it with the Dolphins
Damn,
colors as
3
well.
lost fumbles. That killed me. I'm just looking at the box score for this. And I'm like, damn, this really was a great Justin Fields game. This is unfortunate for the guy. Oh, anyway, let's move on, shall we, to some other news some other stuff that happened in the NFL this week. I don't think there is much else actually that I can see right now. Purdy and Purcell Jennings for the that trio for the San Francisco 49ers are ruled out for Thursday Night Football. So keep that in mind, fellas, for your picks.
No, we still YOLO.
And don't forget that the Vikings didn't have to travel all that far to
Nope.
England,
YOLO.
but the Browns did, and they're starting Dylan Gabriel for the first time in international waters.
If
Not
you
really in
gamble,
waters, but
if you gamble, the only thing you can do is YOLO.
don't touch that game.
And
if you gamble.
you should sign up to Adam Silver's Amazon.com NBA app.
All right.
Oh
Let's
Oh, you know what? There is
Gamble-
one.
You gamble with your friends on social media.
There is a story that I think we should keep track of, guys. And that is, I think this is the end of the John Harbaugh era in Baltimore. It's starting to unravel. I don't think it is.
They're not firing him in mid-season.
He's only
No.
the third coach
I'm not going to say that they're
ever
going to
had.
fire him mid-season. I just think this is the start of the end of his time in
Wait,
Baltimore.
I have the instant question here.
What's up?
Does he become special teams coordinator for the Chargers?
Oh, no.
Isn't that what he did before? So, like, would he?
He was
be
a special
DC
teams
He
or-
was
coordinator
the
for the
Eagles, special teams coordinator for a while, and then did
No, I know
some,
not for
like,
the Chargers, but he would go. He would go to the Chargers because of his brother.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think so. I think another team would be like, "Hey, man, you've been a pretty
that would
successful
be
head coach."
that would be like if he got fired mid-season, he'd go help out with his.
He's
brother
going
for
to
the rest
New
of the year.
Orleans.
Dallas.
I don't. These
No.
people will command some sort of salary by one of these other teams. Like,
Fair enough.
Yeah, which, in my opinion, and I said this in our Discord, and this is my new hot take. I think he's actually a bad coach who's been bailed out by great rosters. He is what I believe Nick Sirianni has followed in the footsteps of John Harbaugh, except, he's been to one more Super Bowl than
Different
John
look.
Harbaugh.
Yeah,
Just a little bit different look. But for people who don't know what I'm talking about,
different offensive lines, really.
yeah. For people who may not agree with me or don't see the vision of hate and it's not really hate, but it's just the vision of this
Feels
guy's
like
not
hate.
as good. It might feel like hate, but I just look at it and I'm like, this guy is wasting a once in a lifetime talent at QB. Because think about it, there's just no reason why this particular coach has a history of having the most blown double-digit leads in NFL history. It feels like. Now, I don't know if that's something that you can find immediately for me, Patrick.
He is in the Andy Reid tree,
He
and before
definitely
he got to
has-
Kansas City, Andy Reid.
yes,
got a
he
lot
may
of
be in
these
the Andy
complaints,
Reid
too.
tree, but he'd never had any specific type of, what do you call it? Like, he was a special teams guy, right? So this guy's more of a CEO coach. Doesn't really have his hands on the offense. Doesn't really have his hands on the defense.
And we do have data that proves that he is the record holder in memeage. So the meme, so we have the meme of all the blowout losses. No one has had a meme about blowout losses more than John Harbaugh.
The Atlanta
Yes.
Falcons.
No.
Talking
Talking about a particular coach.
blowout. That's one particular
It's
loss.
weighted.
It's a weighted scale, but
Yeah, but we're
has
talking
an
coach.
entire graphic. That
You're talking about a
continues to
singular
expand. It's actually to the point where it's expanded, similar to the Cleveland Browns quarterback jerseys, where now people are having to make extra memeage because it just won't stop.
Yeah, it won't stop. And let's just look at it. He almost blew that Super Bowl against the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
The only reason that he didn't is because you look at the other side and you're like, oh, look, his brother, a guy who also can sometimes make some head-scratching decisions. And so it just kind of canceled each other out.
Well,
He
Kaepernick did overthrow the receiver who shall not be named.
Fair enough. But you look at that, and then after
You
that,
don't want to look it up, Patrick. Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Crabtree. Sorry ass receiver like Crabtree.
sorry, as receiver like Crabtree, Dallas Carter's own
Blake
Crabtree.
Gideon. Blake Gideon also part of the
Okay, let's.
Golden State or Georgia Tech roster or staff, whatever.
Yeah, but anyway,
Found that out recently.
you just look at this.
We
You're
gotta,
like, all right,
we gotta push.
After-
we gotta push the pace here.
yeah. After that Super Bowl, it was mediocrity, right? Joe Flacco never did anything of relevance again for the Baltimore Ravens. You get lucky that Lamar Jackson falls to you in the draft. You trade up. I think they traded up with the Eagles actually to go get him at the end of the first round. You sit him a year behind Flacco, and then what happens next year? You bring in Greg Roman, who his whole thing was, look what I did with Colin Kaepernick. Similar skill set to Kaepernick. What happens? You have an MVP season. I believe it was the first unanimous MVP season that we've ever had, if I'm not mistaken. And you just have this unbelievable run game. What happens in the playoffs? Just absolute buffoonery happens in the playoffs. They look bad. And every year since then, when they get to the playoffs, they look bad. They look badly coached, like they're not prepared. And it starts and stops with John Harbaugh. And I think the way that this season is going for the Baltimore Ravens, they're 1-3. Lamar Jackson is about to miss the next 2 games with a hamstring injury. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for them this season. This was a team that I thought would be a Super Bowl favorite. I picked them to win this division. You have arguably the best QB, if not the second best QB in football. A guy who should be a 3-time MVP player. How are you squandering this if you're John Harbaugh? I get that the defense has taken multiple steps back. Zach Gore was clearly not ready for the defensive coordinator position. But still, you identified him as the successor to Mike Macdonald. Look what Mike Macdonald's doing. He is turning things around in Seattle. I think right now, this may seem like, give it some more time, just a small sample size. Honestly, I think they'd be better off Mike Macdonald as the head coach in Baltimore. If he had succeeded John Harbaugh, if they had just found a way to just kind of push him out, but I don't think that the Baltimore Ravens thought that.
I think he gets the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I think they think he's a great coach. He is not. I think he's proven that he is an okay coach, but he has a very big flaw, and that is that he cannot keep these teams, he cannot hold on to a lead, and he cannot prepare for the playoffs the way that he needs to. So, something to keep an eye out for, guys. Anyway, Patrick, do we want to do this in quarters, or do we want to do this in halves?
I guess we're just gonna do it in halves.
All right, so let's move on to the clip show, shall we? We're gonna pick up the pace with some clips.
I don't know how loud this is or not, but we're gonna see. I'll run you through some clips really quick that I put in.
Yeah, let's see what you
not
got.
the low lights, not the highlights, but all of the lights.
Get
These are These are put in alphabetical by team mascot, I think. So the first highlight we get is from the 49ers. It's Brock Purdy. And it's
Dude, I
just,
thought they
you know,
killed
just
this
a
guy.
nice little strip
Oh,
sack.
there you
God.
go. Too, man.
Absolutely.
Their attempt to come back against Jacksonville falls short.
Now, was that on
Purdy.
Trent Williams? There? I need to see that.
Duval.
We'll play one more time.
Wait. Did you get a clip of the coaches beefing?
No.
That was
Oh,
cute.
no.
You should have got that clip. Though.
Oh no, that
Okay.
was great. That was great. Also, listen, Mike. Is it Mike Cohen? Is that the name of the
Liam.
Liam Cohen? Liam Cohen. You had a very mild mannered man threaten to take your life as you're walking away. Motherfucker, don't ever try that guy again. Because I believe that Robert Saleh will actually kill you.
Aaron Glenn?
Huh?
Robert
what'd you say?
Saleh?
Robert Saleh, yeah.
Saleh.
Because so Liam Cohen said, keep my name out your fucking mouth. And then Robert Saleh is like, I will fucking kill you. I will end your life. He went from 0 to 100.
What
real
is
quick.
Robert Saleh doing now? Does he work for the 49ers?
Yes,
He's back to being a defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Next, in the...
This is Leonard Cohen's son that's coaching Jacksonville.
No, it's not. In Chicago versus Vegas, we've got two highlights here. Yeah, the Bears
this
run.
is beautiful.
Remember, the Bears ran a flea flicker against Dallas for a touchdown.
Did it?
Now they're going to run the fake flea flicker.
I've never seen a fake flea flicker before. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful play design.
Doesn't
and
even
this
get the
would've
first
been-
down, but I just thought it was a cool play.
Well,
And
that's
honestly,
because
they get called for a foul too.
Benjamin
I
Johnson.
want to play this back because hold on. If they had a better running back, I think this goes further. But their running
It
back,
was sold perfectly, but
look
you
at
get the
that.
hold
There
call,
was
so it
so
doesn't
much
matter.
block. If he just cut back inside instead of trying to take it out, he would have gone way further.
But the real highlight of that game comes at the very end, where the Raiders are trying to help me out and get the win.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift has no vision.
Blocked.
Oh,
And the Bears will celebrate as they win 25-24. Next, in the Buffalo and New Orleans game, I don't remember what this is. Oh, just a cool touchdown.
Oh yeah, no. The balance, the breaking the tackles. Oh my goodness. You know,
Shakir.
You
I don't know
know,
his first
I
name.
wanna look at this because Shakir gets tackled right there, right? Breaks another tackle, keeps his balance, and then manages to just turn on the burners, right? I want to compare that to something else, okay? Because my goodness, what happened with your boy here? I know he's been gone for a couple of weeks, but Jordan Addison, listen, wide open. Right? Wide open, and then runs in super slow motion. Can't break this tackle, and then just falls at the one. He should have been in the end zone.
Maybe.
He cost them the game on hustle
He
alone.
could not unhook the trailer. And I just look at that,
10
and I'm like,
cost them the game on hustle alone.
my goodness, what happened? They need to work on sprints.
There were a lot of
over there.
problems in that game. It was his first game back, and I don't know anything about the turf in Ireland, so I'm not.
Wait, did you get the Aaron? You got the Aaron Rodgers
That's
one?
probably
Right?
grass.
Yes, that will be in there.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Moving on to my one highlight from Bucks Eagles.
Oh,
Apparently,
there's multiple, but yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
one that the one I took. Baker Mayfield swats down his own pass to prevent an interception on 3rd and 4.
It's funny because he did later throw an interception in that general area. I don't know if it was in that drive.
We'll see a little replay here.
Oh, that's a heady, clever play from the lad.
Yeah, nice heads up play by Baker Mayfield. In the end, didn't hold up, but that's okay.
Well, can I show a highlight from this game?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, because I have one right here. Showing love to special teams, baby. The blocked punt. Boom! Right through
Oh,
the middle.
roughing.
It ain't roughing. It's just some tough loving.
Yeah, it's not roughing because it's the Eagles.
Yeah, league
also a block.
darling Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
The
A team
league
that
darling
media
Kansas
love.
City Chiefs. It happens. It comes for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think they're
League
media
darling-
darling right now.
League darling winning team.
League
Next.
Darling, they want them hung because they run a QB sneak.
They're
The
league
Colts.
darling.
The Colts did not win their game, but we do get a cool highlight from AD Mitchell here.
It is both a high
I guess
and
a
a low light.
low light, really. Yeah.
It is all of the lights.
Perfect pass.
An
Right
incredible.
in the pocket, breaks tackle, runs in, drops the ball before he gets in the end zone.
Oh,
We
the
got a couple of different
accidental
angles here to
Deshaun
prove
Jackson.
that he
Yeah.
was
Look at that.
right about there, and then does not collect until again
not the
out
accidental.
the outside of the end zone. Rough. This is why you just wait till you got to play to the whistle. You know.
How many
I
times
don't think
do
they
receivers
whistle
have to
on a
do that?
touchdown, so that one.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Bro,
But,
you
but
think
when it's called, like when
Yeah,
they would
that's when the whistle
like
should
as soon
happen,
as
yeah.
they knew exactly when he was going to cross the plane, but
You gotta
I
play
think
to the whistle.
at this point, all receiving coaches before they start their meetings with the receiver groups, they just have to play that clip of Deshaun Jackson and be like, "We've seen this infamous play for years now. Why are y'all still doing this?"
And they're like, Coach, why don't you know how to call a timeout at the right time of the game?
No, the receiver coach doesn't do that.
Next, we've got from the Cowboy Packer tie. Here's the Cowboys field goal block for, sorry, it's a PAT block, right? For 2 points.
I was real. I wasn't watching yet at this point, and I was really bummed this wasn't a sack.
A
Safety.
full 6 point.
No, I wanted sack safety. I just thought that'd be funnier with the whole Micah narrative
For how you
going
got
on.
safety.
If,
No,
if like fucking Jadavian Clowney got a sack safety in the game against Micah, that would have been kind of funny. But yeah, this
The
is cool too.
Cowboys wouldn't score offensive points for another few minutes in this game and still somehow
That-
score
nope.
40. But here's
Best
the best,
offense in the league.
the best hit of the game on special teams from Leofau on Golden on a punt return. One spin and
Oh my god!
Incredible decision.
Level.
And this is also why it's very disturbing that Maris doesn't have more playing time on defense. Even if he's
I
going to fuck it
didn't-
up,
I
this
didn't
is
clip
fun.
off his penalty.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. Like, that's what he's in there for. If the kid fucks it up, it's a kid fucking it up. The cheap veteran fucks it up, it's annoying. Those are the
Fair.
rules.
Also from the Cowboys game, a really nice catch from George Pickens right in front of the end zone.
Yeah.
No, that was spectacular.
From T Boone Pickens to George Pickens, DFW's never been better.
Not quite a touchdown, but still just an incredible catch right there.
The
Reception.
T Boone Pickens YMCA. Is that what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
one more angle. Yeah, one more angle here on George Pickens out at the half 1 yard line, basically.
That was an incredible catch.
And the last one, a play that shouldn't have happened, but shows you that Dak still kind of has it in overtime to Jalen Tolbert. Here comes Dak on the run to his
Yeah.
right, steps, jump fake,
You know
throw.
what the best part about that play is?
Tolbert comes back and gets it.
You know what the best part of that play was?
Tell me.
First time I got to watch Micah not get a holding call and be like, yeah, suck a dick.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
Suck a dick. Yeah. But yeah, that was otherwise a wet fart of a game.
So Cowboys and Packers ends in a tie, ruining everybody's fun.
Oh,
Next.
Tony Romo, Dak Prescott, same record except for there's a tie. By the way,
Packers still have never lost at AT&T Stadium, including a Super Bowl. Next game, Jacksonville in their upset of San Francisco. Let's look at Travis Etienne.
Ricardo.
Nice little 48-yard touchdown run there.
Whoa, what a beautiful juke.
Yeah, let's run that back one more time here. You'll see him kind of just get through a little pile here on the
Little
left, and then he's
footstep,
just
little
gone.
whoop, whoop. Oh,
And it's
that was nice.
ETN on the carry.
Ricardo.
And here, as teased
Ooh,
earlier,
ball.
the reason why the Giants beat the Chargers, the Abdul Carter super highlight. I think we're getting about 10 plays here of watching him just not even look like it looks like he's playing against AI.
What does Allen Iverson have to do with this?
It looks like they're teaching you how to play the game in Madden. the
Now,
offensive
this
line's
is with,
just
I
not
believe,
able-
Joe Alt having missed this game.
At
Not
some point, he
mistaken.
came out in this game. He got hurt during the game. I don't know exactly when. But even so, Abdul Carter pretty much just goes untouched through the Chargers line at will.
Paula Abdul Carter.
And that might be your offense or your defensive rookie of the year here. unquestioned.
Getting held right
I
there.
wouldn't say unquestioned, sir. There's
We'll
a
see,
man
it's
out
early,
there,
but,
there's a man in Philadelphia committing jihad.
But truly impressive. It just keeps going. You think it's over. It just keeps going. I think one more play here. Right up the middle. Yeah. Forcing quick decisions. Abdul Carter looks really good.
Now, I want to show something that is an actual like moment of like, oh hey, this defensive line's like hustle, produce something, right? Other than forced turnover, because those don't show up as much in the stat sheet, right? And it is courtesy of Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence, with the fat man pick. Boom! Even the camera couldn't tell what was going on there. He deflected the pass, intercepted it, and almost housed it.
For a knee.
Yeah, and no, it looked like his knee gave out on that one. But Sexy Dexy needs some oxygen there. But yeah, no, I love when defensive tackles get interceptions because they're just so fun when they have the ball in their hand. Anything could happen here: a touchdown, a fumble.
Yeah, you're just praying that he doesn't lose that ball.
Yeah, exactly. Touchback. Oh, that would have been awful.
That's nice, and that won't be our only big boy touchdown highlight. Wait for the college segment.
Ooh, now it looks here like you have some Jets OPI. What is this?
So
entail?
next we've got two highlights from the Jets Dolphins Monday night game. Seems like this should not have been called for offensive pass interference.
I have seen significantly worse.
One hand on the chest, doesn't really push. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Here's the
Soft
old adage.
dude.
Here's the adage that receivers nowadays are kind of told: always commit OPI because it's rarely ever called.
It's a numbers game for sure.
Yeah, and it's so funny. I've seen some more egregious OPI than that, and that was called.
Absolutely, and that's what got called. But we also have this awesome highlight from Justin Fields. As the Jets started to mount some kind of comeback after falling down early. This looks like a college quarterback play right here. There's no reason why in the NFL this should happen.
He was a fantastic college quarterback at that.
He was, and I want to run it back one more time. Just look at these three guys right here.
What?
Just wait till this weekend. He'll look like a great quarterback again.
Oh man.
Oh, and then one more from the Packers-Cowboys game. Sorry, I put these in the wrong order. It's just the highlight of the clock management for the Packers at the end of overtime, down 3.
Yeah, which is why they deserve
we
to
lose
lose
16 seconds here.
This is egregious, brother.
And
we're throwing
like I
the
told
ball.
you guys before, Isaac Pruder filmed this. It's really hard to even see where the ball is, but as far as I can tell, they got the call correct. The time didn't run out entirely before they blew that. They shouldn't have had a full second, but I get that the one on the clock on the screen can't show less than a second. So,
yeah, it was as we call poopy.
Yeah. Now, I want to circle back to something from earlier, because all my clips are at the end, right? There's something from this game that I wanted to talk about, and that is the introductions, because I'm pretty sure this guy was very baked. So this one actually has sound. Just listen. He is the last player at the end to announce what school he went to, or schools? Question mark. Oh no, it has no sound.
it does not have sound.
And I did not clip the sound off. Oh man, that's embarrassing. Well,
Who
for
we
those of
talking
y'all
about?
wondering, well, it's hard to tell because of the.
Was it Edrin Cooper?
No, it's the guy that comes after Edrin Cooper.
Keeson Nixon?
Yes, where he says the middle high school. And he looked incredibly baked. I think it's this last right, that guy right there.
Nate Hobbs?
I guess so. But yeah, he introduces himself and then says the middle high school? Question mark?
He went to Bishop Mora Salesian High School.
Wow, he definitely could not get the name of his high school any more wrong. Or his middle school. that it would be cool to see players shout out their middle schools, which I guess he tried to do and failed.
Jared Allen
spectacularly.
needs to do kind of bits like that. One highlight that we got from the Ireland game was the unfortunate, rare, cool Aaron Rodgers moment, where the Steelers run the tush push with their tight end, and Rodgers doesn't move, just kind of casually signals first down.
See,
think
I
we'll
would
get
have
it here
put.
from another
It was a good
angle.
one.
I would have put the part where he whipped out a smelling salt right before he went to drop back to pass to DK Metcalf, where he ran
Oh yeah.
The 80-yard touchdown.
with the 80-yard touchdown. That
But
that felt great.
That'll wrap up all of the lights this week, I believe.
We had one low light that I did not show.
Oh yeah, okay, from the 49ers Jags game. Let's see.
Yeah, this was a pretty bad INT courtesy of his running mate, CMC. Christian McCaffrey here really just lets down Brock Purdy. Just whoop whoop. Oh,
Kind of,
I think
but
it's
it's
Brock
not a great
Purdy's
ball.
fault, bro.
not a great ball, but you got to make that catch.
They need to stop pretending that Mr. Irrelevant's still the quarterback of the future. Give that ball to Mac Jones. Let him be a mediocre
They
quarterback that helps
well,
you win a Super Bowl potentially.
They need
We
to
don't
trick
talk
you guys
enough
into giving
about.
some draft picks for him. So
No, they're
No,
they're
that
gonna
Counter-Strike's
just
probably not
eat
going to
that.
allow them to eat that right now.
But that'll wrap up our highlights section, and we'll move into our theoretical second quarter here, where we will look at a kind of a poor week in picks from all involved. If I'm being honest,
I think
I
it's
would
the first
say-
time the three of us were in a tie.
I would say
Um,
consistent.
as far as I know, let me pull back last year's. Just looking week to week.
I know last year we had some weeks where we were all
There's
either
a
collectively bad.
mistake in this. Oh, never mind. There's not.
Either collectively bad or all really great, but not.
If the NFL
Well,
will
had
screw
all
the
three of
Cowboys
us go-
over, I go 9-7 the 3 straight weeks. Okay, consistency. I got you, Jason Garrett. I learned something from you.
We all went 8-7-1 this week.
With the exception of Jesus.
Well, yeah, Jesus did actually do slightly worse than us at 7-8-1 this week. We do gain one game on him, so if you're tracking that, we were up to 6. He's still sitting at 9. There's a push of 49 other games so far. Jesus dropped under the 700 win percentage. He's back to 656 at 42-21-1. And then if we look at our overall picks, me and C's are one game ahead of Bethke, both at 38-25-1, with Bethke obviously at 37-26-1.
Again, this is because the NFL robbed the Dallas Cowboys of a victory that was rightfully theirs.
How did the NFL rob the Cowboys of that victory?
Because that second should have been penalized as a result of poor clock management. They should have reprimanded the Green Bay Packers.
Just on vibes.
Yes, for the authentication of the game. Also, I think what we should actually mention is
that Caesar picked the Titans to win a game in 2025.
Hey, listen,
I've been guilty too. No,
I had to go. So I had to
What's his
throw
dick?
out. I had to throw one.
I think I've also picked them one of these weeks. So it's
Schottenheimer kicking the field goal instead of punching it in was a pussy move. I still like the guy, but pussy move. That's why they tied.
fair.
well.
I mean, that's definitely a game that he's going to learn more from than have any type of experience in how to handle in real time. So
Yeah, should have punched that motherfucker in, and if you don't get it, then they have to go the whole field. That as soon as he did that, I was like, no, you're off. Your defense is fucking doo-doo butter, dude. Have faith in these nuts.
doo-doo butter.
Booker. All right. Well, I guess we're getting down to that point where we should talk about the games that we want to watch.
Yeah, I
skip.
guess that'll
or
pretty
trade.
much wrap up our week in review, and then now it'll be time for
This is my favorite part.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Oh.
Watch it.
Skip it.
Train wreck.
Nice.
and that's what we get this week because my parody bones just didn't have. I couldn't crack the code this week.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
There were a lot of backup quarterbacks playing and their names aren't the right syllables to match the song that I'm trying to make happen.
Everybody's last name is Orange.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we get it. Well, hopefully next week we'll have an opportunity to hear what you got in cooking up. But as far as this week's goes, like you said, there's a lot of backup QBs playing, right? We just found out that Brock Purdy will not be playing against the Los Angeles Rams. Neither will Ricky Pearsall, or I believe it's not Greg Jennings, Jawan Jennings. So they're throwing out the second and third team out there against the Rams on prime time. So what would normally be a game that I would say you should watch, not so much. All right. Now, the matchups this week are not very sexy. You do have Tampa Bay at Seattle as a game where two teams with winning records going up against each other, right? You have a pretty interesting storyline if you think about it. You have two Carolina Panther rejects who have since just resurrected their careers in ways that I don't think a lot of people foresaw in Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. People might forget those two were competing for the number one job in Carolina. All right, so you have that. And then what else do you really have? I mean, Kansas City, Jacksonville. You have New England, Buffalo. I mean, New England has been pretty competitive. They're not great by any means, but they've been out there giving everything they got. So where do I land on the games you must watch this week? All right. So I hope you all are ready for this. For the first time ever, there is no must-watch game of the week. I don't think any of these matchups are particularly exciting. All right? The closest thing that I could give you, the audience, in good conscience, in good faith, is Tampa Bay at Seattle. And even then, does anybody really care? It'll be a solid game, but does anybody really care about?
Yeah, Tampa's got to prove if they're good. If Tampa's good, then they go and they handle Seattle in Thunderdome.
I would say this, though. I don't even think Tampa has to prove they're good because their division is so piss poor. I don't think they're going to run away.
No, you still got to prove you're good. This is like college football now. I know the BCS doesn't matter. I know people can get losses, but I'm still judging you, okay?
Understandable.
And I'm judging Tampa Bay. You should have beat Philadelphia. You're pussies. So now it's time for you to show you can still beat on teams that are your weight class.
I don't know. They should have beat us. I mean,
no, they should have. They have to. You have to carpe diem. You know what I mean? Baker's trying to be the MVP.
Oh yeah.
But no, you're right. That is the best game of the week. It could have been Rams 49ers, but the 49ers aren't healthy. So
no. Now let's get to the most stiff games, right? Because there's a lot. Like I said, I do not love these matchups. A lot of them feel one-sided, or they just don't have a lot of juice to them. So, what games where I'm like, this is absolutely not worth your time? Please change the channel. Save yourself. Miami, Carolina.
Sleep in past 8:30. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Miami at Carolina. Absolutely not worth your time. It is Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa. Two bad teams, two undersized QBs who need very specific offenses just to function at the NFL level. Like, that might be a hate watch for people who hate short quarterbacks, I guess.
Or if you're just a big SEC fan.
Or if you're a big SEC fan, if you love Alabama, you're like, I love me Bryce Young, I love me.
Regional football.
Yeah. This will definitely be the matchup for you. I'm looking at that one. I'm looking at Kansas City, Jacksonville. That Monday night game, like I know Kansas City just had their best game of the season against the Baltimore Ravens. They're 2-2. The team just feels kind of boring to me still. There's no excitement from them.
Players coming back.
So I don't know. Duval, like that's just not a team that you're like, I want to watch Duval play, right? So I don't know. This one.
I'm just glad we're back to single Monday night games. I
this
never need double headers on Monday night ever again.
Yeah. So let's look at this. I would say
Miami, New York every week.
All right. Tennessee, Arizona, not worth your time. Definitely not worth your time. And then you know what? You know what else we can add to not worth your time?
Hello.
Houston at Baltimore. Just
Okay.
definitely not worth your time. All right. Now,
Be
Those are-
more.
those are the skips. Let's go to the train wrecks because I think there's actually some good train wreck options here where you kind of want to see how bad it can get. All right. The first one, I think New York and New Orleans is there's
all-
just
It all depends on if Jackson Dart looks competent or if he looks like a rookie.
right. He looks like a rookie, and then so you might have two gunslingers in Dart and Spencer Rattler going up against each other. Okay.
Gunslingers. We're gonna put
Listen.
that one in quotes for now.
Yeah, well, listen, they like to force the ball into tight windows, whether they should or shouldn't. That's very typical gunslinger
Fair.
mentality. All right, so that has all the potential to be kind of just a gross train wreck of a game that you just can't help but help but look and just be like, what's going on over here, huh? What's going on over here? Denver and Philadelphia, I think, has potential to be a train wreck game because of the reasons that I laid out earlier. These two defenses have been carrying these teams, and these offenses have been less than stellar. Something's got to give, but it's not going to be like in a very fun, clean way. It's more like I take a couple of shots. I'm like, this isn't actually that bad, and then I, get alcohol poisoning because that's what I need to be able to tolerate the mess that's happening on
Is that what we call the
offense.
Philly special?
Sort of. That's my Philly special. But yeah, there's something's got to give in this game,
One.
and it's gonna be a real mess over there. So that's a train wreck right there. Now another potential train wreck game that I got here. All right, it's gonna be the Cowboys at the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, the New York Jets, they are the poster boys for NFL Follies, if y'all remember that. All right. That's what that team feels like to me. And then you just never know what you're going to get from the Cowboys. You just really don't, unless
I
you're
completely disagree. I think we know exactly what we're going to get from the Cowboys defense every week this year.
okay. Yes, but like I'm more talking about like the
Big
whole
12
team.
shoot 'em up.
So I think there's some real potential for both for fireworks and for an absolute train wreck of a performance from both teams. So these are my train wrecks of the week, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Train
No.
get wrecked.
I was going to bring up Cowboys Jets, thinking you were about to pass it up. So I think I'm glad you got that one in there because
Game of the week.
it's got everything. Is that it's a noon Cowboys game in New Jersey, right?
Yeah,
Who gets
on
that
the
one?
worst field in
CBS?
the NFL.
Yes.
Oh no, Fox. It's
I
Fox.
don't know anymore.
It's going to Fox. I got it right here.
Fox.
Yeah. Fox.
So we get Tom Brady.
No, I actually Tom Brady's
No,
going to
if-
be
if
on
they
that.
sent Tom Brady to New York, that would be so funny to cover the Cowboys against the shitty Jets. Tom Brady is going to get radicalized against the Cowboys very quickly, and I'm excited
Well, against the
for
Jets, you'll always win because
Well-
that's his bit. So
That's
Here's the
true.
thing.
He would be more pro Cowboys in that one, but I do
that
think
situation,
I think if he got the message that we're sending you to the Meadowlands to go watch the fucking 1-2-1 Cowboys play the 0-4 Jets, I think he might. He
no,
might consider retirement.
I'm
He
pretty
might go
sure
up
he's
to the
going to be on the
49ers.
broadcast for Washington and at Los Angeles. I'm pretty sure that's because that's
Yeah,
the
that's a fair
325
one.
game,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and I'm pretty sure that he only does the 325 games.
Even still, man, it's so funny that that's probably
Uh,
still going to be Greg fucking Olson.
So Greg Olson is Cowboys Jets. Tom is doing Washington Chargers.
I don't care. This is what y'all get. If y'all are going to keep enjoying the Cowboys sucking, then you're going to have to fucking keep enjoying the Cowboys sucking. It ain't.
Means nothing to
We're
me.
local, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm dying that if you think about it, bro, like if you're the lead broadcast, second broadcast, this isn't the second best game of the week.
This has got to be the first year in a long time that y'all are starting to like decline in national broadcasts and that kind of thing.
Honestly, it's
More
been a
new
miracle.
games, I think, this year than we've had in a bit.
All right. Well,
He might invest this year.
Well,
The
what's
one
next
thing
season?
Jerry can't stand.
so since we're talking about it, let's just make this our game of the week.
Cowboys,
Even though it's in the
Jets?
train,
I mean,
Yes.
it might end up being the most fun game of this week.
For all the right or wrong reasons, really. Listen,
Start
know that I
Justin
put-
Fields.
I know that the closest thing to a must-watch game.
Dude, y'all made Russell Wilson look like a fucking Pro Bowler. Imagine what Justin
Russell
Fields
Wilson.
is.
Russell Wilson would have won that game if he would have just not thrown 2 or 3 dumbass balls.
Listen, as much as like on paper you think, well, Tampa Bay and Seattle might be a more, I guess, traditional like game of the week. It was the closest thing to a must-watch, right? That we have. I'm not as intrigued by it as I am by what shenanigans could happen with Dallas and New York. So, Bethke, I want to get your insights on what you
It's gonna
think
be-
this game is going to be
It's
like.
gonna be 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like a slow start and an explosive end. I feel like that's been a bigger trend throughout both leagues, both pro and college ball, with football lately. I just feel like more and more
fourth
and
down
more,
score or fourth quarter scoring.
a lot of third and fourth quarter just going nuts on the scoreboard kind of stuff. And in college, it's easier to explain because if you get into overtime, shit can get escalate on the scoreboard quickly. For the pros, it's a little weirder. But so I feel pretty confident here. The Cowboys will probably still make some minor strides defensively, but when they're minor and your offense is technically number one in, I don't know, I think I just keep saying that. It's like yards per game or something. So whatever that matters. And however long that even stays, So your offense is competent even without Sedarian, I guess. But at the end of the day, you have such little room for error. Like
0.3 yards a game more than the Bills to be
Yeah,
number one.
there you go. Suck it, Bills.
It's one whole yard. One
so
yard.
yeah, there you go. That's the stat of the week. Is the Dallas Cowboys are the number one offense in all of football.
5th in points per game.
Yeah, the points. What are points?
What are
Points are nothing
Objectively,
but
the only
numbers.
thing that matters.
Points are nothing but numbers on a board.
That's only offensive. It doesn't count your
wrong
2
one.
points for returning a blocked PAT. So
Yeah.
Well,
So
if they have the number one offense, right? Do they
yeah,
in
number
turn
one.
have the number 32nd defense in yards per game?
Yeah, but if
Jesus.
it's number 30 this week and that one stays 1, then that's the progression you're looking
just
for.
find a way to merge the 2 teams in Arlington. We'll either have the greatest team of all time or the worst team of all time.
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys will be very useful playing baseball, and the Rangers definitely aren't tough enough. Maybe Langford could play running back. Langford might be able to start with the Cowboys at running back.
Well, you know what? Something's got to give because the Jets and the Cowboys are both bottom 5 in the NFL in points allowed. So the Cowboys allow 33 points per game.
Yeah,
The
again,
Jets
points,
allow
numbers on the board.
30 points per game. So both offenses might have a chance to actually get things going this season. This week.
Dakota Prescott MVP?
Was that your pick this year?
No,
No.
I picked him for comeback player. of the year,
No,
which I
yours is
probably will
already
still-
out for the year. So
No, Joe Burrow's going to come back and lead the Bengals to the playoffs after a 0-7 start. They're not
honestly, I
0-7.
was thinking about it this week. I was like, every time Jake Browning starts, should actually be everyone voting for Joe Burrow for MVP. Just the fact that he's ever been able to win a game for that team.
It's tough, dude.
Yeah.
But
Tough and ugly.
yeah, Dallas Cowboys Jets. I agree. Everyone should watch this game. This is the fulcrum of the sports world this week.
How did this podcast turn to this?
Hey, listen, I got hopped on a red eye and didn't really do too much
I
homework while I was
thought
away.
we were trying to not be E ESPN.
This is what happens when you dilute the season. We just have to continue to talk about the Cowboys more. Do you want the extra games or not?
We're just waiting for Dak to get hurt, I guess. I don't wish it on him. That's just kind of
Well, you do bring it up a lot.
it makes or breaks whether or not that team's going to win 13 games or 4. So
I don't agree with that statement either. God bless Dak Prescott.
anyways, that might be it for this week in the NFL, but don't you worry. We have a whole second half. We're going to talk college football.
Which was way more exciting than the NFL. This week.
Revolution, anarchy in the WNBA. Brief hit on the NBA. We'll eulogize the Rangers season, and then we'll touch on sports washing and whitewashing. Does that cover? I think that pretty much covers everything. right?
Whitewashing.
Yeah, that's the term. I didn't make it up. Yeah, see you guys on the other side.